Hello and welcome to my channel. You know, if you were with us last week, you saw that I worked on a Blade character, and I thought it'd be really neat to do another vampire type figure. And so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to tackle Morbius. You know, he was a Spider-Man villain that's kind of evolved a little bit over the years, and this is probably a later incarnation of that figure. So I'm going to work on this really tremendous head sculpt by, this came from Vincent over at Vin's Universe. And look at the detail on that. That's just crazy. I hope I do it justice, you know, because that's a really neat looking sculpt. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of marry that with a white body that I got from Classic TV Toys. This is the Type S body, so it has some really good articulation. I'm also going to be using, they call them the monster hands, and they're also found at Classic TV Toys, along with these white cuffs. Now the white cuffs are going to be used in combination with the hands. Let me see if I can get the hand in there, so you can see what that's going to look like. There we go. I'm going to be using it with these hands because I'm going to be tucking this into the cuff. You know, I was wondering how I was going to do like the wings for the figure, and recently I picked up a Batman Beyond, and I thought, you know what, it's already been done for me. And the reason I picked up that Batman Beyond is because I wanted to do a Manta figure, and I really like that black suit that Batman Beyond has. So I went ahead and I kind of removed this so that I could create that. And so, you know, at first I thought I'd use this as a template, but I thought, well, why not just use it for the main figure? And instead of fabric, use something called Pre-Cut. And I've used this before. I used it on my Punisher when I created the emblem on his chest. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create some accents. I'm going to create like some little, what are those things called? Not the epaulets, the little front part of the jacket here. I'm going to use them to do the belt. And then I'm also going to use it to line the hood. And I'm thinking all I have to do is just trace this out using a marker, and I can get the shape of that cowl there. This outfit though, however, came from Classic TV Toys. Gosh, I got it maybe not this past summer, but the summer before. They no longer have the suit, but they do have the race car driver complete with the suit. So if you got the race car driver, I think this was like 10 bucks when I got it. So if you get the race car driver, not only do you get a figure and a head and a helmet and some boots, you know, but you also get this this outfit. So, you know, if you really want to do this custom, the suit is still available. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use the suit as a pattern and start working on the Pre-Cut material. I'm also going to prime, well, actually, I think this is already primed. Yeah, I'm just going to mount this to my vise and get started on today's custom of Morbius. I'm really digging this suit. Now for the suit, I've got some pieces that I've cut. What I did was I basically traced the outline of this, and I don't remember which way it goes, if it's the shiny part or the matte part that goes first, but I got the basic shape of the cowl, and I also got the basic shape of these little side pieces. You know, that's what I want to do. I want to like have them over here along the, I guess the edge of that suit where it opens up. And I think it's going to come down into the belt a little bit. I don't think that can be helped. But I'll probably do the belt last just so I can run the belt across it that way. And then I can have all the red accents that I'm going to need for my Morbius. I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this to the iron and get these ironed on. I got to remember, or maybe I'll look at something, maybe in my old video, which way I need to iron it. I think it's the shiny side up, if I'm not mistaken, but let me go review that video and get my iron warming, and we'll go on to the next step. You know what, last time I used like a cardboard cutout for I guess to help iron it, to keep it positioned. And so what I'm doing now is I'm just tracing around my figure, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it off right here, and I guess the legs a little bit, and I'm going to use this as the thing that's going to fit into my suit and give it a little bit more, I guess, strength, and then it's something that can have a flat surface to iron on. So I'm going to cut that out, I'm going to stick it in my suit, and I'm going to go ahead and start ironing. Okay, I have my pieces here. I think I'm going to start with this little one. So I'm going to pick this up. This is going to go right here. So it looks like I have my placement. You know what? I should probably use the collar as a guide. I'm going to use the collar as a guide, the tip of the collar. And I've got some, this right here is parchment paper. I'm just going to use it to help me hold the piece in place so I don't burn myself. Get this stuff out of the way. This will also protect your fabric so it doesn't melt. If you, I think if you touch it with the iron, it might. So it looks like I've got it on there. Get the top a little bit better. Okay, I'll go ahead and get the other side while I'm here. You can see how that cardboard cutout really helps. Yeah, see, it's starting to melt underneath that. Okay, so I'm gonna let that cool and then I'm gonna try to pull them back and see what I've got, okay? Okay, as you can see, I got the belt on, I got those little side parts done. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do the cowl. Now you'll notice I pulled out the cardboard on this, just because the cardboard is more of a hindrance than it is a help. So let me go ahead and put that down. Oops, I think it's shifted. I had a shift on one of the front parts, so I'm trying to make sure I don't get another shift. You know, I've noticed that you can get a portion of it and you can get it to stick down. It'll be a little bit easier. So let me do that. Let me go ahead and try to get the top part here positioned. And then the rest of it should be easier if it's attached. Okay, so I'm just going to go across. You know, I have my iron set on about 4. If it's too hot, it's going to melt things. And you know what? You got to be really careful with this fabric, because too much heat on this fabric that the suit's made out of is not good for the suit either. You can see that some of it's coming up already. So I don't know how this is going to work out. I'm hopefully everything will be fine. Yeah, this parchment paper I think is really needed for this. All right, looks like I've got it down. Ooh, it's hot. I'm gonna go ahead and let it cool, and I'm gonna show you what I did to peel it off. At this point, I'm gonna trim off some of the pieces that that went a little bit over what I wanted. All right, now that that's done, I'm gonna peel back a corner and I'm gonna get my blade underneath there so I can start peeling it. I noticed this just didn't come right off like the other one, the Punisher one. This required a little more finesse. But that's what I got with the suit so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that, oh, you know what I gotta do? I gotta sew this on there, but I think it's just gonna require a stitch. I'm just gonna bring it up to the middle, and you can see where the stitches are. I'm just gonna re-stitch that there. That's all I'm gonna do for the wings. And it's already set to where I need to stitch it. I just need to make sure that I'm in the middle. Yeah, right about there should be fine. So I'll stitch that off camera probably and get started on the head because I really want to tackle this. All right, I don't want to let you guys know how long it took me to get this needle threaded. So I'm just gonna tie it off here, put a little knot. And I got these really cool scissors, like I was at Hobby Lobby and I bought a little sewing kit. These little scissors came in there. I thought it was really neat. Okay, so I got my needle. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my, my piece here and I'm gonna line it up right in the center with the wings out. And I'm just gonna sew straight down. You know what, maybe I should start from the inside. And I'm just going to put a few stitches on here. I'm not going to go crazy on it at all. You know what? This is really hard to do on camera, but you get the idea. I'm just going to sew this on there. Probably go down to about here and call it a day. All right, now that I'm pretty sure that the suit doesn't stink, you know. Look at the mess back there. It's a good thing I didn't I didn't start on the backside. So I'm pretty happy with this. I'm glad that I didn't try to sew all this stuff on there. That would have been too hard. So now that I've got that, I'm gonna go ahead and get that out of the way and get started on the head. You know what? It's not gonna be too many colors. I got this, oh, this is not the one I want. Oh yeah, this is it. This is my white paint. This is apple barrel stuff. I have some other paint that I got from Citadel, but it's very, very stark white. And I think I want more of a neutral white, if that makes sense. So it looks like it's going to be a couple of coats though, because the primer that that Vincent used at Vin's Universe just is pretty dark compared to this color. And you know what? That's what I found with these apple barrel paints anyway, is that you need a couple of coats to cover stuff. It's not fitting on my vise very well. I'm not too concerned about the white because anything that's not covered will be covered with the black paint, or any over travel will be eliminated that way. So I'm really going to go ahead and slap this stuff on. And then I think I'm gonna have to let it dry and do another coat before I do the black. I'm gonna have to put this on the body too. I think it might be easier to paint that way. That mouth is going to be black, so Not too concerned at this point. My main challenge was that outfit. I thought I'm gonna try that outfit first, and if it just doesn't work, I'm gonna go on to plan B. I think that was Vincent Price. Well, I am gonna do a Vincent Price, but I would just move directly to him and skip the Morbius. Alright, that's the white. Might as well tackle the black one here. Just the big parts of the black, not going to go into the fine detail yet. Yeah, I think this is going to be easier if I put them on a body. Yeah, I'll be back. All right, this should be a lot easier. You know what yeah, I need to paint those eyes like black and then highlight them with a red. The fact that this white paint doesn't cover completely may be a benefit, because some of the darker lines there are going to appear, you know, as like recesses in the overall figure. Give it a little depth, maybe. I'm hoping. You know, where's my bigger brush? I'll just finish off with this, I guess. I still think I'm going to need another coat. We'll see. Yeah, I'm getting some pretty good coverage though. Get that neck. Now I'll move on to the black. Not bad. Oh, you know what? I was gonna paint that ear. Let me do that real quick. Give it that second coat. There's only one ear that I can see though. Maybe I'm missing it. That's good. Now to the black paint. He has a lot of these like little tendrils in his hair. I'm thinking maybe a blue highlight, kind of like what I did with my Nightwing. Give it kind of like that comic book appearance. Yeah, this hair has a lot of detail and it's kind of tricky. And when you think you've painted a section, you got to go back and check it again, because underneath there's like little gaps. See what I mean? I'm gonna have to go back and paint that ear. You can see these gaps really profoundly underneath this hair by the neck. Okay, let me try to get his face. The widow's peak. Yeah, I'm definitely going to add some blue highlights. I need some color, it's just black and white. I didn't think this would be a hard one to paint, but it's pretty challenging. And that outfit, boy, I need to learn how to sew, honestly. Trying to keep that little white sliver of his skin right there. I don't know how well it's gonna happen though. Looks like I covered most of it. Can't really tell anyway until you get really close to the model. I gotta get inside of here. Yeah, there's so many like little pockets. Just when you think you've got them all, another one pops up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the black inside of his mouth. I'm going to put it deep in there, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the red for the rest of it. And the eyes. I'll paint those black as well. I guess try to get the sockets even, or as even as possible. That's what I have so far. I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna add some red, and maybe fix the teeth, and see what we got. You know what, let me do a little bit of cleanup, like along his brow here. I've got my thinner brush for this. So you can get those nice straight lines there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dot of white where his eye is sculpted. And what the white is going to do is it's going to provide a base for the red paint that I'm going to put. And I'm gonna have to go back and clean up this white right here. I went over a little bit too much, I think. So I'm gonna have to let that dry. You know what, maybe I can paint the mouth. Let me see if I can do that. I got this one right here. This one's a little smaller brush. Clean it off. I don't think that's small enough. Let me see what else I got. Oh, that's a good one. And I'm going to use my red. Let me shake it up. And I'm just going to paint it in his mouth, behind, well, behind his teeth right here, and I'm going to try to get his tongue. I don't know how well you can see that. I'm going to try not to get it on his teeth, but if I do, well, I get it on his teeth. Because I'm going to come back with like an antique white, and that's going to be the color of his teeth. And it might be difficult to cover up with the red. I'm going to go all the way down to where the jawline is. Oops. Just trying not to do that. I guess I'll have to go back and paint it. That actually looks pretty good. You can see how the black is giving it that depth. And then I'll just come back and I'll touch that up and see, did I miss anything? Oh, I think I got the mouth. All right. You know what, maybe those, well, I need to fix that one eye right there. I'll be back to paint the eyes. Let me show you what I'm doing with the eyes. I'm just going through with a little dab of paint. And where I went a little too far, I'm just gonna cover that up. And then I can come back with my red paint, and now I can paint those eyes red. And I'm gonna add a little white dot. That white dot's gonna give it like the beady look. See how the white's making the eyes pop? I may have to go back and do a little underlining. But yeah, I think that's the eyes. Let me try to take care of the teeth while I'm here. And I think I need to fix where I went a little too far with that red. Hopefully it's dry now. Let me see. Okay, looks like it's covering. Wow, it's coming together very nicely. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to paint the little beard, the goatee. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that real quick. And I may have to let this guy dry a little bit. I want to make sure that everything's kind of like coming set at the same time. So everything dries about the same time, so I can get things done, like maybe a wash. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, honestly. I'm really excited that I got that outfit together. That was the one thing I thought that was gonna keep me from doing this figure. Well, it's not done yet. I haven't seen it on him, so I have no idea what the final product's gonna look like. I have a good idea, but nothing's definite. Okay, maybe I should just paint the teeth while I'm here as well. White or parchment? Let me do a parchment and see what happens. I have this parchment paint. It's like antique parchment. And let's see how that looks. You know, it'll be a little bit of a contrast between his flesh. And then I'm gonna have to find something, maybe a wash. The bottom teeth may have broken because they're not sharp. But yeah, that's looking pretty good. All right, what was I gonna do? No, there was something else. Oh yeah, I was gonna fix that line. Okay. Gotta wait for his teeth to dry so that I can put that. Oh, you know what? I missed another spot up here. I may have to go back and add more red there in that left eye. Or I guess this is right eye, left eye facing. Let's see if I can just get away with just a little bit of red there. Okay. Let's see if I can put a little wash. I don't know, should I put a black wash? I've got this Nolans oil. Let's try it and see what happens. Okay, not looking bad. Put a little in his nose. That way it looks a little more skeletal. And along his eye. Doesn't look bad at all. Let's see if I can go under his eyes. I'm gonna have to go back and fix that, I think. Underneath his lip. Ooh, look at this. At this point, I'm just following the lines. Very thin line, just to kind of accentuate it. I'll go back and I'll probably clean that up a little bit. But yeah, I think this guy is done. I was gonna put a little white dot in there. Let me see if I can still do that. And then we might, oh, you know what I was gonna do? I was gonna put a highlight. I was gonna put blue highlights in his hair. Let me get my blue paint. Got this Aldorf blue. I think I'm gonna do it as a dry brush. So here's my dry brush. This thing was a really nice paintbrush at one time, but once you use them for dry brushing, it's pretty much over. You can kind of forget about it at that point. Looks like I got a little bit of the dry brush on his skin. I'll go back and I'll pick that up with my white brush. Oh yeah, look at that. What else can I do with this guy? Looks just like I'm gonna have a little cleanup. Oh, I forgot his beard, and I just put my dry brush in the water. You know what that means? Another brush here that's kind of ruined. Let me go ahead and use this. Yeah, maybe a smaller one would have been better anyway. I guess it was fortuitous. Good. Let me go ahead and clean him up. See, there's like some blue on his ear there. I got some blue on his cheek. And I need to clean up that that black wash that got there. I'm gonna do those things and I think I am done. I don't really want to mess with his mouth because I don't want to darken it. Yeah, I think he's done. I can't wait to get him dressed. I'm gonna go ahead and do those cleanups and I'll be right back, hopefully dressed. Yeah, one thing I wanted to do was, I have this Nullen's oil, it's a gloss, and I wanted to go ahead and put that into his hair just because I think it's going to bring down the blue a little bit, and it's also gonna give it like a little luster, like a greasy appearance. And you just kind of like spread it over the hair. It's not a hard step at all to do. Oh, I also added some black wash in the ear just because I'd forgotten to earlier. And this black wash is going to help you with the little areas you may have missed. It's not going to completely color them, but it'll take care of most of them. All right, so now, let me look over them one more time, see if there's anything I missed before I spray them with my matte clear. Man, I think that sculpt looks great. Look at that. Wow. I'm gonna go ahead and spray him and get him dressed. Well, here's my Michael Morbius, my living vampire, right? You know, if you followed the series, I think it was like in the early 70s when Morbius came out. You know, he was I think I never saw the movie, but I think the movie followed along the same lines, that he was a doctor with a rare disease, that he worked on different ways to try to get his condition under control, and then kind of like experimented on vampire bats and turned into this, right? And so I think there was one episode or one comic book series where he was trying to get Spider-Man's blood so that he could kind of like stave off the infection, and it worked for a while. And I think he turned Spider-Man into a monster with like 6 arms. I'm gonna have to go back and I'm gonna have to look at those comic books again, or those storylines, because you know what, that was quite a while ago. But I think he came out great. I think he embodies that 1970s Morbius with that kind of like goofy vampire look, right? That outfit by Classic TV Toys just really does it. Here, let me show you what I did. Let me get this off. Because if you remember, what I did was I had that cape that I got from my Batman Beyond. See, I just, I don't know if you can see my stitching, it's not very good, but I just stitched it to the back of his little costume here, and then I just lined it up with the wrist, and then I came back and I just put the little cup here, the little wrist guard, over his wrist, and then popped in the hand. And you can see it's really secure, and there's no sewing there. I don't really know how to sew, so. Another thing, I had to get this belt only because, let me see if I can get this off. I wasn't too pleased with the way the pre-cut worked. I mean, if you see over here on the side, I couldn't join the sides together just because I had to place them down this way to iron them. And then, I don't know, this part didn't stick really well because there was a bunching of the fabric. So I would probably ditch the pre-cut for the belt. I mean, from the front end, it doesn't look bad, but you know, you're gonna get these gaps. And I thought about maybe adding another section there. And then I found this belt that I had. I actually had this for a Daredevil build that I was working on. And so it just seemed to cover that really nicely. And I don't know, it made it look cleaner. And you know, Mego style toys always have the little belts and stuff. So it really kind of came together. You'll also notice that if you looked at the video, this particular iron-on was off a little bit from the edge of the fabric, right? This little lapel was like pushed off and there was some black fabric. I just got my scissors and I trimmed it along that line. And this fabric has these like attachments where you have the Velcro where you can stick them together. So it's not fraying or anything. And I was able to trim these down to the lines that I had. So that mistake that I made, I was able to take care of. The cowl, look at that. The cowl just looks, I mean, that looks kind of professional, I guess. You know, the cowl really came out well. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I could have done better on that. So overall, yeah, this Morbius figure, really cool. The outfit, like I said, it might be a little bit more difficult to get now that they don't just sell the outfit. But if you don't mind spending the extra money and getting the complete figure, the race car figure, I mean, you can still do this Morbius pretty easily. You might even be able to do the Batman Beyond outfit. Just cut the slit down the middle and then, you know, put those little pre-cut lapels on there. I don't know. I bought the outfit quite a while ago. You know, when I do my ideas for customs, what I do is I try to buy as much as I can from Classic TV Toys just for the shipping, you know, so I don't have to, you know, so I don't have to pay too much on shipping. I can get more bang for my buck. So I think about what I want to put together and then I order outfits and stuff, and it takes me quite a while sometimes before I get to stuff. So I've had this outfit for probably at least 6 months, maybe even longer. And so, you know, the availability, like I said, you still can get it, but you'll have to get the entire figure. But I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that either, just because, you know, you get the figure, you get some boots that come with it, you get a helmet, so you can use those for other customs that you're working on. So overall, I think this is a pretty neat project to take on. This sculpt by Vin's Universe. Look at that. That's the Morbius I grew up with, you know? I don't know about the details from the blue hair. It looks really good if you're looking at it with your eye, but on the camera, it looks really, really blue. So I might go back there and maybe bring that down a little bit, maybe do some a black dry brush just to get rid of some of those highlights. I don't know. If you look at it with the naked eye, it looks really cool, but on camera, for some reason, it just looks really, really blue. But yeah, that sculpt is just incredible. Look at all the detail. Well, you know what? That's about it for me. Until next time, you guys stay safe and be cool and just kind of like have fun with your action figures. You know, customizing is a fun thing to get into. I highly recommend it. You know, being retired, I was looking for something to do and to keep me busy and kind of like my mind sharp and stuff. And this has worked out really well for me. So thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all real soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.